Most beginner preppers don't fail because they're unprepared. They fail because they bought the wrong things first. Here are 10 prepper items that waste money and what you should buy instead. Prepping is full of marketing traps. Products that feel powerful, look serious, and sell fear, but add almost nothing to real survival. You scroll online and you see them. Knives that could chop down a helicopter, backpacks that look like they belong to a special forces unit, food that promises to outlive you. It's a powerful fantasy, but if you're new to this, that fantasy will drain your bank account and leave you with a pile of gear that's more about looking the part than living through a crisis. This list will save you hundreds of dollars and years of bad habits. Before we start, let's establish a core rule, a filter for every purchase you consider. If a prepper item doesn't improve one of 6 things, water, shelter, heat, food, health, or your decision-making, it's probably a distraction. Those 6 things are what keep you alive. Everything else is noise. Memorize them. Water, shelter, heat, food, health, decision-making. All right, let's get into it. Waste number 1. Tactical backpacks. You know the ones. Covered in MOLLE webbing, available in desert tan or urban camo, they look like they were designed for a war zone. Beginners buy them because the marketing screams built for survival, but here's why it's a waste. First, they're incredibly heavy before you even put anything in them. Second, the ergonomics are often terrible for carrying weight over long distances. They're designed to be worn over body armor, not for a civilian walking down a broken road. And finally, they scream for attention. In a crisis, the last thing you want is to look like you have valuable supplies. Get a plain hiking backpack instead. Go to an outdoor store, get properly fitted, and prioritize comfort and capacity over looks. Survival rewards comfort, not cosplay. Waste number 2 is survival food buckets. The appeal is obvious, a 25-year shelf life in a stackable sealed container. The just add water fantasy is powerful, but these buckets are a trap. They offer extremely expensive calories. You could buy 10 times the amount of rice, beans, and oats for the same price. They are notoriously low in fat, a critical nutrient for long-term energy. And the biggest problem? They require perfect conditions. You need clean water and you need fuel and fire to boil that water. Imagine trying to cook a pouch of powdered stroganoff when you're cold, stressed, and exhausted. It's a miserable experience. Instead, build your own food storage. Buy bulk rice, beans, and oats. Buy cooking oil, fat is essential, and stock up on simple no-cook foods like peanut butter, protein bars, and canned fish. Remember, if food needs perfect conditions, it's not survival food. If this list is already calling out things you almost bought, then stick with me. This is about prepping that survives reality, not marketing. Let's move on to waste number 3, gas masks. The purchase is driven by pure fear of chemical attacks, industrial accidents, the apocalypse on TV. The reality is a gas mask is a highly specialized piece of equipment that is almost useless without extensive training. Filters expire even in the packaging, and crucially, the wrong filter for a specific threat provides zero protection, only a false and dangerous sense of safety. They rarely solve real civilian threats. What's far more likely to impact you? A house fire, a wildfire. So buy a simple smoke respirator or an escape hood instead. Buy a fire extinguisher and learn how to use it. And most importantly, focus on evacuation planning. Getting away from a threat is always better than trying to filter it. Avoidance beats filtration every time. Waste number 4, using multi-tools as your primary tool. The appeal is that it does everything. It has pliers, a knife, a saw, a screwdriver, but it does everything poorly. The knife blade is usually small and weak, the saw is flimsy, the whole thing is held together by pins and hinges that can fail under real stress, and they're difficult, if not impossible, to repair in the field. One good tool beats 10 weak ones. Buy a simple, sturdy, fixed blade knife. It has no moving parts to break. Then buy a separate, real screwdriver or a good pair of pliers if you need them. They'll be stronger, more reliable, and ultimately more useful than the compromised gadget trying to be all of them at once. Next is waste number 5, military camouflage clothing. The fantasy is that you'll blend into the wilderness, but in what scenario are you hiding from a military patrol in the deep woods? It's far more likely you'll be in a town, a suburb, or on a road with other people. In those civilian spaces, camouflage does the opposite of blending in. It draws attention. It can look hostile or threatening. The best camouflage is looking completely normal, so buy normal work clothes. Durable jeans, canvas pants, flannel shirts, solid jackets in neutral colors like brown, gray, or dark green. Focus on durable layers you can add or remove. Normal is the best camouflage. Waste number 6 is a big one, buying generators before improving insulation. When we think of a power outage, we immediately think of getting the power back on. The generator represents comfort and control, but early on, it's a mistake. Generators are fuel dependent, and that fuel will run out. They're loud, advertising your position to everyone within earshot, and they have a limited runtime. A much smarter investment is plugging the leaks in your home's thermal efficiency, improve your insulation, buy warm wool blankets, get weather stripping or plastic film to seal drafty windows and doors. The goal is to keep the heat you have, not to burn precious fuel generating more. Reducing heat loss always beats generating new heat. This leads directly to waste number 7, building bug-out bags before establishing your home prep. The bug-out bag is the ultimate escape fantasy. Grab your bag, head for the hills, and leave society behind. But the vast majority of emergencies, from hurricanes and blizzards to power grid failures, do not require evacuation. In fact, movement often increases your risk. Your home is your primary shelter. It's where your supplies, your network, and your comfort are. A bug-out bag sitting in a closet for years often rots unused, its contents expiring. Instead, focus on your shelter-in-place supplies first. Store water, food, and light sources at home. Most survival happens at home. Waste number 8, prioritizing weapons before the basics. This is another purchase often driven by fear and the fantasy of fending off desperate hordes. But let's look at the statistics of real emergencies. A weapon requires training to be safe and effective. It introduces enormous legal risk, and it solves a very specific and very rare problem. What problems are you far more likely to face? A twisted ankle in the dark, a leaky roof, a cut that gets infected. So buy a powerful flashlight and a headlamp. Buy better locks for your doors. Buy a comprehensive first aid kit and take a class on how to use it. And cultivate awareness of your surroundings. Most emergencies don't involve fighting anyone. Number 9, expensive, clever survival gadgets. You see them hyped by influencers. The credit card-sized toolkit, the paracord bracelet with a tiny fire starter hidden inside, the solar-powered everything. They look clever, but they're often fragile, single-use, and wildly overpriced for what they do. If a product needs a 5-minute-long dramatic sales video to convince you of its utility, it probably doesn't work that well. Instead, buy simple, proven gear. A big lighter, a roll of duct tape, a good wool blanket, items with multiple obvious uses. And that brings us to the 10th and biggest waste of all, buying any gear before learning skills. People do it because shopping feels productive. Clicking add to cart feels like you're making progress, but it's an illusion. Gear fails without knowledge. A fancy water filter is useless if you don't know how to find a water source. A pile of freeze-dried food is just dead weight if you can't make a fire to heat it. Panic erases all the benefits of good gear. So instead of shopping, practice. Practice with what you already own. Learn basic first aid online or from a local class. Actually cook your stored food on a camp stove in the backyard. Run a simple drill like living without power for a weekend. Skills weigh nothing and never expire. So after avoiding all that waste, where should your money actually go? Here is the real prepper priority order. Spend your money in this order. First, water, storage and filtration. Second, shelter and insulation, blankets, sealing drafts. Third, food, bulk, simple, no-cook options. Fourth, light, headlamps and flashlights. Fifth, medical basics, a solid kit and training. And sixth, skills. After all of that is covered, then you can think about everything else. If an item you want doesn't fit into that priority list, you need to question why you're buying it. Prepping isn't about buying more, it's about buying right. Avoid these 10 mistakes and you'll be calmer, cheaper, and far more prepared than most people who call themselves preppers. True readiness isn't found in a catalog, it's built on a foundation of knowledge and a few simple, reliable tools.